Hi,
So
my name is Amy.
again,
Thank you very much
so
for
the question
watching.
is, who
We
asks
are
for a screen that folds?
um,
I certainly didn't.
listening to Blue to
You
Black right
can't tell
now,
me that after I don't know how many folds
and
it's going to take
I
that
don't
it's
even
going
know
to
what's on
start
my
running into
screen.
problems or
But
not look all that great.
I need
So
to work
again, I think
on
a folding screen is a stupid
not
thing.
Bookville,
Um, and a lot of these other
the
things, like I remember
Fantastic
there was a
Nightmare.
comedian that a few years ago he came up to the stage and oh yeah, this phone you can do this and you can pay your bills and you can do this, and then he
And yeah,
said all I want is a
so
phone that makes phone calls.
last time we were here,
Yeah. So sometimes all the bells and whistles is more of a pain than anything else.
we did half the street, it looks like.
Yeah, but you know what?
But I also need to like do the false back.
Blue, you're ruggy right now, really bad.
I say, but yeah, look at these guys like Bill Gates. They have actually achieved a lot. And
I need to
if
do
there
one more,
wasn't competition, don't
and we'll
you
do
think
false
that if
backs.
they were one company, how do you think that would have happened like then? You know, then it
And
would have been
then I'm gonna
complete
make
monopoly,
the
entire
edges of this
monopoly.
not so
Competition's always healthy. It
cut
keeps the
off.
price down. It keeps companies
And
hungry.
then
And company
add
nowadays, they
some
need to be like sharks. A shark has to
rubble, like
swim
artistic
constantly
rubble.
because if it doesn't, it'll drown. It needs the water going through its
Add the
gills to
top
breathe.
of this thing
So
again.
companies need to do the exact same thing.
And then get
Companies
this
that stood
all
around, stood on their
to
laurels,
the
some of them don't exist. Sony should have been
out the door.
the all-time maker of MP3 players. Well, they screwed that up. Kodak only exists as an office that looks after the patents and licensing rights for all these patents that they've acquired over the years. Um, think of all the other big companies that don't exist anymore.
So
It's
it's funny you mentioned Kodak and Sony there. You know that Kodak and Sony actually caused pornography to jump onto the internet. They banned blue films from being processed, and by doing that, the video was kind of born because then
no, that's not right. No, you don't. You have that wrong. There's a gentleman from Montreal that was he was in the porn industry. He worked for the porn industry, and they wanted to jump onto the internet, but they didn't have the right codecs and the right streaming capabilities. And he was a genius programmer, and he figured out how to do it all. And so the porn industry actually drives a lot of technology.
It
When you really
does.
think about it, like streaming on the internet is due to the porn industry.
Why do you think the net
this
was born? Porn, porn,
um,
porn.
and the porn industry, believe it or not, there's a lot of things like even DVDs and that were all, and you know, you can even go back to beta machines and stuff like that as well.
exactly. So you see, so that's just a weird, like that's just weird. But yeah, Sony they buggered it up at first. You know, they were the first company to say they refused to develop those films.
I just want them to be different so
So
that I
in the
don't
end of
have
the
to make
day,
it
it actually
symmetrical.
caused the internet to boom the way it did. So you can never really hide that element of society, can you?
Well, you got things like, for example, Xerox should be the biggest, richest company in the world, but the male engineers and guys that were in charge at it were stupid because they let Steve Jobs walk in there. He stole the mouse idea. He stole the X Windows type of interface. And there's a female engineer that said, "No, we're not showing them all this." And and her boss, a male engineer, said, "No, you show them anything that they want to see." So Steve Jobs brought all his engineers over, and they stole all the ideas.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we know that story all too well. But then, so decided Bill Gates.
Well, Bill Gates is a genius. He's more of a genius than Steve Jobs ever was, because uh, Bill Gates was so smart in so many ways. He's a poker player. He loved to play poker, and that's why he deserves to be where he is and as rich as he is. Steve Jobs was like a genius, but at the same time, like I said, he was a bit of a nutcase and a crazy guy to work for. But he still, you have to give him a lot of credit.
But now all of this sparked the growth of the Silicon Valley. Now, obviously, nowadays it's a lot more than just Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. And there's a lot more players in the whole thing. Like even Facebook is there, Napster, all those type of things. So the Silicon Valley has really grown, and I mean Twitter is probably also in the Silicon Valley, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think I might be corrected, but I do think.
I thought I was brought up as speaker.
Yes, but yes, just it's absolutely crazy, but everything is somewhat linked. Were you ever on MySpace?
Just a little bit, not too much, but that's just another example of a company that should still be around, be huge. But even Facebook, I hardly ever use my Facebook just to get a hold of a few friends, family, that kind of thing. But most of the time I'm on Twitter because you have to be on Twitter if you're selling your NFTs and want to talk to like-minded people about NFTs. But I don't think Twitter's going to be around much longer. Like everybody says, well, Elon Musk is going to save the day. He's a friggin' idiot. People think because he's rich, they think rich equals genius. No, it doesn't. Think about like his cars, for example. Everybody thinks he's made all his money because of his cars. He makes peanuts from his cars. He makes all his money from these certificates he gets from the government, and he sells them to other companies that need these certificates to lower their how much in taxes they have to pay. That's where he makes all his money. Just go look it up on Google. And I was watching an article or reading an article the other day, and they were talking about how many more resources an electric car like his uses than a gas operated car. And it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I bet, yes. But you also brought out
he
that
talks
new
about all the
phone.
bots on Twitter. One of the problems is just not the bots on Twitter. It's honest people like myself. I got my account taken away from me. Why? I have no idea. I've had my account since 2009. They took it away in last April, and still haven't got back to me after I wrote them about 10 emails to explain why they took it. So I had to start another account. So I know people that tell me they've got 3, 4, 10 Twitter accounts. They're not bots. They're just regular people that don't trust Twitter because Twitter will take your account away from you for no reason at all. They don't have to have a reason.
No, that's true. They don't have to have a reason. I think if you ban Elon Musk, you might get your account suspended. Just joking. But yeah, it's crazy that like all these characters that plays a role in our lives. Like even what's this guy from Facebook? Help me out there. Zuckerberg. Yes. Like even him, he actually has a lot of power if you actually consider it like the power of Facebook. He's got Instagram as well. He's got WhatsApp. I mean, there's probably a lot more than that.
Always enjoy listening to Dr. Wu.
Well, that's the problem when one person has too much power. Elon Musk can go on Twitter and talk about some stock and make that stock go up or down. As soon as he does something like that, he should be arrested, thrown in jail, because he's affecting too many other people's lives, and he's got no right to be doing that kind of stuff. I mean, down in the States, what do they call it? The SEC already gave him shit about it, and then he whined, and he still does it.
You know what? Look at, for instance, if you post on Snoop Dogg's profile, you pay like $500,000 for one post.
It's amazing nowadays people that people hold as to look up to as their hero. A guy that, what's he known for? Smoking dope, and he had a few half-ass songs. There's a hero for me. That's a guy I want my son to look up to.
Hey,
Either he
valid point.
rugged.
Valid point. Yes.
You're rugged again.
You're right. Like, can you hear me?
This is a fun
Yeah, I
game.
heard you say that.
Bigger than you think, because you know the influence is more than you reckon at times, and sometimes it's not always in a good way. It's not always in a, you know, in a way of saying that, you know, it's unbiased or unjudgmental or these type of things. Sometimes it's quite crude and quite negative, and you know, for instance, going against development of society.
Hey, Amy, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you? Were you able to finally sell your piece of work? The one that was in my gallery?
I got control of my wallet back. I have all my NFTs back. I still lost $600. But the person that said they wanted to buy it and made the offer 1.5 times, I told her now it's okay to buy it because I've got control of it all, and told her to go to a foundation and buy it. But she hasn't bought it, so she might be one of those people that I get this all the time. Oh, I'm gonna buy this NFT, and I go, oh yeah, because when anybody says that, that usually means they're not buying it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she made an attempt. But so sometimes when you make one attempt and then it doesn't work, you lose them. But I'm sure that someone else will want to buy it.
I wrote OpenSea, and OpenSea couldn't figure out what was wrong about it. And I said, well, no big deal. It's your loss, because when it expires in 3 days, the money will go back in her wallet, and she'll just go over to Foundation and buy it. So Foundation will make the money. But I told her about it. She hasn't bought it yet, but again, it's not the end of the world to me.
What do you mean you lost $600? Is that just like from the non-sale, or did something else happen that I'm not aware of?
Well, somebody somehow were able to get in my wallet. We can't figure out how, and they took all my ETH, which was about $600 worth.
Oh, are you changing wallets then, or like?
No, I'm actually getting. I have a ledger, a hardware wallet,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not communicating with my computer right now. So I tried different things. So I'm going to talk to Ledger tomorrow and try to it.
Okay, well, good luck with that. I'm sorry that someone scammed you. Hopefully you figure out how and why, so it doesn't happen again.
Well, you know what I do now? Like when I get those sales last night, I took the money out of my MetaMask wallet and I put it in one of my other wallets, which is a lot safer, because MetaMask is not safe at all.
And you know, the biggest problem with that is that it's because of these hacks that crypto will never really grow to its full potential, because people are just breaching the security way too much.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people won't get into NFTs or crypto because they just hear about too many stories about people losing their money. You know, like look what just happened to me. I feel bad for somebody that $600 meant groceries or a bill that they could pay and things like that. But you know, we all just have to be more careful and learn something from it. So, like, once I get this ledger working, all my money and NFTs will be in there.
So, I mean, tell me, how's your plan going for this Halloween Grim thing?
Oh, so the Grimm's Fairy Tale opened last weekend, and my Halloween special, I don't think it's happening. I mean, the metaverse is there, but the people that I asked to like do all the promotion stuff have not really done it, and the junior programmer that was supposed to make the website never finished it. But you know, things happen. Plus, it was only like a month of ahead of time, so we probably needed more time to organize for it to happen. But I am currently working on my Animal Farm metaverse that will be opening up on November 19th, and it's going pretty well. Carrie Zeller wants me to finish more of it and send her some screenshots so that she can make a promo video for like, hey, you should collaborate with Amy. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Virtual reality gallery as well, but obviously, you know, I still have a lot to learn from you guys because you guys are pros at it. But you can more than welcome to go have a look. But yes, it's still in the beta phase, you know, so it's still developing. But yeah, you're more than welcome to go look. It's there on the main page, just in that link in the bio. But it's also supposed to be, you know, we were just trying to kind of use a way to kind of launch the gallery without it being a constant burden of, you know, sites that need to be, you know, domains and all these type of things. So as it is, it's free, you know, so it doesn't cost me anything to have it. I just have to update it and these type of things, you know, on a, you know, however, and just kind of develop it into more functions and so forth. But yes, it's not costing me anything, but it is on the blockchain. So yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to develop it. There's a lot more to develop. You'll see, like, there's not even really a floor in it yet. But yeah, it's at least it's showing what it is. So you can see your artwork in there. It's not really made for mobile, but I suppose we will try and tweak it so that it's more mobile friendly as well.
Thank you. I'll check it out later. You said it's in your profile?
It's the link in my bio. But yes, your virtual reality galleries are probably a lot more sophisticated than that. And but yes, I'm working in kind of like trying to turn it into more than that. But yes, we'll see how the future develops. But at least there's something to see.
Sorry guys, I have to go make some phone calls. I will catch you later. Take care.
Nice talking to you again there, and I think that you got brilliant artwork, so nothing to worry about. I'm sure you'll have a few artworks that you're selling on this Halloween.
Yeah, it's always great to speak with you, Dr. Boo.
Thanks guys. Always a pleasure talking to both of you. Take care.
Take care. Yeah, so Ark, you've been very quiet. Are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm doing some art. I'm listening though.
Yeah, man, I wanted to say, just quickly introduce yourself to Amy there.
Oh hey, what's up? I'm Art now for file. I think we know each other. Oh yeah.
Yeah, are you a partner at VoxelX? Ark? Are you a partner at VoxelX, a creative partner? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, well then the answer is no. Sorry. I keep seeing you, and I'm trying to place you from where, but yeah, we've been in a lot of spaces together.
Same, yeah, I just followed you back. Appreciate the follow.
So, what are you working on, Ark?
I'm working on a Hellraiser piece.
Hellraiser piece?
Yeah.
That's your Halloween contribution?
Yeah.
Ah, no, I'd love to see it. Have you got anything like work in progress for us to have a look at?
No, I just started it. I'm getting all the lines together now.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have the creative juices flowing. Flamera, I see you're there in Kishi and Builders and Kawasaki, Epics and Bronx Art. Bronx Art, you seem like somebody quite interesting. It's a pity I'm going to actually invite you to speak. We'll see if you've got something to say. So, Ark, it seems like Bronx Art is also kind of like yourself there. Dabbles in a bit of graffiti and different types of mediums. Flamera, how's that side of your piece of God going? I still wanted to hear from you as well. So I'm going to give you an invite to speak. Maybe you're at work or something. But yeah, Amy, you should tell me, like, do you design your things on open source?
Okay. You mean on open source software?
Yes, open source software, yeah.
No. This is my proprietary software. But in the new year, when I'm only doing quarterly metaverses, I'm planning on making a training course and making, like, an open source version that people can play with, just so that, I'm a bottleneck in this technology and making my simple metaverse. So, and, you don't need to be, like, embarrassed or tell me it's not very complicated. Like, I understand, like, we're making galleries. They don't need to be, like, state-of-the-art games, So I just want it to be as easy as possible for people to host their own art galleries on their own sites and have ownership of, and metaverse art gallery, and then also have the option of also being a part of a metaverse somebody else's owns. But if the objects themselves are compatible with other metaverses, so why not also have your own?
Yeah, so all these characters for animation, they would automatically fit into this virtual reality world, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an avatar in my metaverse. It's a first person, but like, you're looking at art. Do you really need to be looking at your avatar's butt the whole time?
Have you ever played that game Avakin? I just had a quick look at it there once at a time. But it really seemed quite fun, and they really built these magical places for you to kind of visit and, mingle with society. And it's just, I really think that that's going to be the future, where artwork should be capable of being exhibited in virtual reality settings. And like that fashion should kind of infiltrate into society as quick as possible, and it should become more mobile friendly and these type of things.
Yeah, it definitely should be more, mobile friendly. I got around that by having buttons on the floor, so you can look down and press the buttons and it'll port you left and right and front and back, and then you can navigate the
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise you can, with the technology I use, you can have it based off of your GPS location, but it's kind of a pain in the butt when it's only like, maybe like a 50 meter, like it's like a room. And if you're inside, like GPS doesn't work that much. So, like, that would be the goal, is to have, like, if I'm walking in a park, I would just be able to walk around the gallery, but I'm not always, like, I want to be able to do it in my house, right? So, yeah.
So, this artificial intelligence, they gave it the task of taking these Google Map images and layering it so that it corresponds to the footage that it's given. So that this computer, this artificial intelligence, is now compiling these street views, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the camera angle was a bit wrong, and there's a car in the image and stuff like that. So then the computer has to know to kind of remove that out of the frame. It doesn't belong there, you know. So then by doing that, the artificial intelligence automatically learn to lie about pasting together this landscape. And sometimes it would just remove like a lamppost or something like that, just because it just didn't fit the scene, you know, and it just like lied a bit, and it just made this a real, like this world compiled with the footage that it's getting from Google, obviously. But yes, it was just interesting that that little thing lied about pasting together this world. So you will still stand on a street view, and for instance, then something might be missing that should actually be there. That's the future. If this what you're telling me now about virtual reality being capable of, you know, mapping out a room, you know, it's already used for mapping out fields and these type of things. But if it maps out a room, and you know, you can place certain objects, like here is your bed and here is the cupboard, and you can custom make the cupboard to represent your real room, you know, so that the phone will have like an accuracy of knowing where it is in the house, you know, and how you can, you know, control, you know, with Wi-Fi you might be able to control the door opening or this happening or that happening, because everything can happen with your phone, you know. You can have this, you know, these recipes, if this then that. Have you ever played around with that?
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there is some augmented reality where it is aware of what else is in, like, the space, but that's not usually what I'm interested in, is basically just overlays in the space, so it doesn't really care if, like, you have enough room in the house, you know? It just overlays the reality onto what already exists. Like, it's not intelligent enough to know, like, oh, there's a bed here, so we should put, like, this thing next to the bed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but you can custom create that in 3D animation, and you can just like make it on scale or something.
I mean, there's a difference between there's a difference between me, like, basically creating every object and it appearing on the web in the room, just regardless of what is actually in the room, and what you were just, or at least what I was hearing you describe, of, like, you know, it's aware of what's in the room and just adds extras.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, I know. But yeah, you know, the thing is like still technology is going for so fast, so far. And the moment us artists grabs hold of it and we play around with it and we become innovative changes in it and leads growths in it and evolutions in it, that it is actually the artist that actually creates these gateways of potentials for what it can become. Like, look at yourself, you know, you've proved it as well, where, you know, now there is another meaning to these virtual galleries, and your virtual galleries actually speak about so much more than what most do, you know. Most of them are just private exhibitions, and yours is like this whole thematic approach to collaborating with different artists, which is completely unique. You and Vic stand out so far from all the other people. Do you know that?
I may have heard that once or twice. I mean, well, first of all, it's unique right now, so I'm pretty sure eventually some other people are going to come in with a bigger team and actually get more popular than what I am. But, I mean, that's not a big deal because I'll always be, like, the original person that did this, you know? So I'm unafraid of competition, but I do think it's a good idea when people, because, like, everyone's always saying, like, collaborate, 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 but then, like, how do you collaborate? What does that look like? And I think that these type of, like, metaverses are a really good way for people to effectively collaborate with each other and get different communities to interact with each other. So, hopefully somebody sees what I'm doing and they come with a good business plan, and they're, I get copycats, and then this becomes like a whole genre of people. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, now, obviously, all of this is going to have, start building, but have you ever thought about, can you tokenize it in a certain way of making it, can you generate an income from it now?
Well, okay, so I get income from people attending. So, like, my tickets to the gallery are from $1 to $125, and I'm not making, like, a lot of money, but, some people are paying to see the gallery. And then, I did actually create a making of NFT collection for my last one. So I took screenshots of the gallery as it was being made, and I put some of those NFTs for sale, or like images for sale, to help with, like, if you like the gallery, you can pay. And no one's done that yet, but we'll see how that goes. So, I could put some of these 3D objects on sale as, like, NFT objects, but it's a little, a lot of the more complicated things I actually get from Thingiverse with the buy attribute, because I don't have time to make, like, intricate 3D objects, so I'm not gonna, like, sell someone else's work. So the answer is, like, yes, but also no. I am planning on repurposing these galleries in the new year as I'm going to be creating student scholarships. So, like, we'll be presenting with the NFT artist, and then the next month we'll be replacing all of the work with student artists. And that way we'll get more usage out of each one. So.
Yeah, I really want to get to the stage of actually having launched these When Art is a Voice artworks as NFTs, because then I can collaborate with you as well. But I should be, the Centaurus says that he's going to have invite only open to Centaurus, so that I can then at least start uploading some of the artworks as NFTs. So that should happen within this November, and I'm now just having to kind of work on this site, bluetoblack.art, but there I should have it capable of you actually starting to buy the prints. There's now 25 limited edition prints of each artwork. So now it's just all about setting up the paying functions. The last thing you want is to have people being able to kind of hack you and crack you and what. But yeah, so far I'm trusting on Google and these type of people. And that's my biggest fear with the crypto network. It's like, once there's money involved that's not mine, then the last thing you want is to get hacked and lose them. Because if that happens, then I'm going to be the one in trouble that have to, cough up money that I don't have or that somebody else stole. And that's a very big danger in terms of crypto. Have you had anything happening to you where you had, like, money gone missing or?
No, I have not lost any money yet with NFTs, although this knocking on wood over here. But I think, so I did my first charity collection NFT this month, where artists actually donated their pieces of art, and they're not expecting any money from me, but there is money going to a charity wallet where all the funds from that wallet will be being split into whatever charities they're supposed to go to. And I definitely am never going to link that wallet to anything so that there's no danger of it getting scammed. But I did, for this month, I said, hey, if you want to collaborate with me and you want to make a new piece, here is a wallet address. And that's the contract address that I use. That's 80% of the proceeds will be going to charity and 20% will be going to Banned Books Art. That way, if there's a sale, I get a little bit of the profit because I'm promoting stuff and making the entire metaverse, but the majority of it goes to the charity, which is what I want to happen.
Yeah, and that's good. And you were right one day when you said that supporting charities are really the best way of actually showing and giving support, because then at least there's a better chance of it sometimes just reaching where it's supposed to go. So Kabir, how are you doing today? I've got a good statement for you here. The biggest reason why I myself am a bit fearful of the crypto world is the fact that when you start working with other people's artworks and you get paid for their artworks and you have to still, let's say for instance, share their cut, and somebody goes and steal the money, then you lose money that you cannot replace. And then can the security of the crypto world really be up to par with just finally being able to just deal with hackers?
Hi Blue, how are you?
Very good.
Good. So no, I mean there is no security in the world that can ever be hacker proof. Never. Nothing. People make the software. People know how to break the software. So the security comes in insurance. I mean, the only security you have in traditional finance is the insurance. The FDIC insurance. Yeah. So without the insurance, once the crypto market will have, protection for your wallets as insurance, then you are protected. Otherwise, you are just not. That's how simple it is.
And that's not happening anytime soon, because everybody knows
to provide insurance product, the regulations have, it will come in, but without regulations, insurance providers cannot provide insurance. But what has been done in some failed experiments is that crowdsourcing the insurance. So for example, if you buy in a certain blockchain, you could insure your funds by buying insurance from a crowdfunded insurance provider. And again, the legitimacy, or who do you call? What is the 800 number? No such thing. Insurance is a big business, and they're not going to come in without regulation. Just like the real banks, they're not going to come in without the regulation. So I don't see that happening successfully, anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. So that's in the crypto world. Want to false hacks and these. That is so, but I think it's just that's just the way it works. You just have to be as safe as possible. If that's
I would say there are some common sense methods that people can follow, and if they do follow, that would be, better than nothing. But it's not sure proof. It's not fireproof. It's not, There is ways to break things, especially with social engineering. That's the easiest way to hack someone. And I would say, but basic wallet safety is not known to most people. Most people don't know how to manage their wallet. And just because I'm saying that, doesn't mean that my wallets are super secure. And, I don't know if you ever heard of this. There's a guy in New York. I was in New York at that time. There is a guy, it's called LifeLock. The LifeLock is a company who basically boasted that they will protect your personal identity information better than anyone. So what he did is he put his social security number on the sides of trucks and says, hack me, crack me, and he was hacked. Because he was bragging too much. Because there's always smart people who would figure it out how to do it. So I would say following a couple simple wallet security steps would make it more secure. And I think that's what I practice as a technologist. I practice basic wallet security, and beyond that, it's really not possible yet.
But they say that you have a cold wallet that always have mistakes. What is your take on a cold wallet and ledger and these type of things? Are they unhackable?
No, I mean, I think hacking doesn't require super smart people. Hacking is just you being lazy. That's what hacking is. For example, most people. I mean, I don't know how many people are really listening here, but I see a couple bots. But if you have a set of key phrase for a wallet, tell me that you have not stored it in a digital platform, like in a file or take a screenshot. Tell me that you didn't do that. So can someone honestly say that they have not taken a screenshot or saved a file? Most people are saving that as a file. The 24 crypto phrases. They are not really writing it down. They are not writing it down, or they are definitely saying, you know what, I'll just take a screenshot and send it to my email, or I would just take a screenshot or save a file and just take the file on a USB drive and make it secure. So that's how they're doing it, and that's where thieves come in. They know this is the common practice, and they would just simply figure out how to steal that file, and then it's easy for you to
Do you know anything about these bridges? Centaurus says that they're not using bridges. Can you explain that bridges in terms of
bridges and wormholes are between blockchains to from ETH to Matic to ETH to vice versa, and many other platforms. Bridges are the most unsecure so far. Has been hacked many times. The bridges is where the attacks are happening because bridges can be fooled. And I think Solana had a huge, one of the Solana bridges had a huge hack many months ago. Many of the bridges get hacked, and so that's a technology that's one of the areas you should worry about. One of the places that I worry about when transferring from one blockchain to another blockchain. When you are wrapping something, for example, if you have an ETH and you want to wrap it to wrap it for some other platform such as Matic, you would have to use a third-party bridge. And there's some great bridges out there now, but I don't. That's when I feel the most uncomfortable, most vulnerable, because who do you call? Who do you call? I mean, there's nobody to call when your money is in transit. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it's lost, but it is one of the weakest link in my opinion. And I will be fearful or at least be very careful when I'm doing bridges. I usually do test transactions, make sure I never send bigger chunk in one shot, even though they cost money to send. They're expensive, so. It's difficult. It's a difficult phase we're in.
So tell me, what type of security do you have to deal with in terms of this NFT talk space? Are there security issues that you also have to work with surrounding that?
All websites, no matter what, have to have a level of security, right? They have to maintain information integrity, information that we store. We want people to be able to feel safe. But we don't store anything that is not public right now. I mean, we crunch numbers, we crunch how many hours you spend, and then we have analytics for that. So that's data that we created from the information that we received from Twitter. People are not storing any personally identifying information other than some people have an email as a secondary login. That's pretty much it. So the number of number of personally identifiable information is what we look at. Like we run an e-commerce platform in 3 different continents. So we are PCI compliant on the e-commerce side. We are highest level PCI compliance. So we apply the same level of rigorous checks on our system, and that check means that we want to make sure that personally identified information is not stored in plain text. There is no plain text in a personal identifiable information, and that means that everything else we have is either public information that we crunched to make more analytics on it. So that is simply how many hours you spend on a Twitter space is what we are storing, and who do you hang out with? That's what we're storing based on your Twitter spaces. So I feel that we don't have, we're not at the stage where we're looking at, we're not asking for people to do wallet level transactions. Very small amount of people have given us their wallet address because we said that we are going to look at bring all the NFTs that they have and showcase a better way of showcasing the NFTs. That's what one of the NFT gallery type of viewer type of thing that we're creating, and that requires access to a read-only access to a wallet. So I mean, just simply giving your ETH address, we can just go ask the blockchain how many NFTs are in that wallet, and then just find the appropriate IPFS, the files, actual images, and allow you to see those images better than other areas, other markets and other things. So we want to just give a better viewing for the Web 2 people who want to see these NFTs. So that's the only time we use the MetaMask wallet. And I would report that very small, less than 1% of the people have shared their wallet with us. And most of the time, this wallet is actually a secondary wallet, like a very simple wallet with just few NFTs in it, no funds, because I think those people who share are very smart, and they're like sharing only things that has hardly any transactional value. So they're careful, and that's what they should be. Whenever they're talking to a news site, doesn't matter if it's NFT Talk or whatever, you should always use a secondary wallet, what I call the checking account. I have a concept of wallet, and I call it checking accounts and savings accounts. As a savings account wallet is the wallet you don't share, and checking account is your day-to-day wallet. So my checking account, let's say, is with the Bank of America, and if you looked at that, you would say I am every time I go to Bank of America, they think they want to issue me a credit card because I keep such a low amount of funds that they think that they could sucker me into a credit card, but they don't realize that I've been with a Bank of America, for example, 20 plus years, and my goal is not to use Bank of America as a savings funds and use every day, and then once I buy something, I move it to a different wallet, and that wallet is my savings account. So that is 2 wallet system that I use. And some people use 7 wallet systems. Some people use much more complicated things. I don't go into that level of complication, but this 2 wallet system where the savings account only has transaction coming from the checking account and to and from, and that's it. There is no transaction ever made to my savings account from outside. So if I ever hear that my savings account had a transaction outside my other account, bam, it's a fraud or it's dangerous. So I can scan that very easily, with either scan and other things.
Yeah, no, it's always nice having you here because you really know so much about these technical things. How is the NFT social and the NFT sport going there for you?
But the sports is not for NFTs. Sports is for the Twitter Spaces sports, general sports. So we have not launched it, but it will not be NFT related. The only thing NFT related that we are doing on Social Talk is NFT Talk, and everything else is general topics like music. There's nothing related to NFT music. Is everything NFT or NFT music or NFT related is only in NFT Talk space. Everything else will be Web 2, just standard topics that people are talking about in Twitter Spaces, and they're huge. They're 100 times bigger than NFT.
For now.
Yeah, no, sport in itself is massive. I mean,
Sports, yeah.
in NBL and all these type of things, NBA, there's
NFL.
really a lot.
American football is one of the biggest tourist space and soccer. So we have both. We have NFL would be one of the biggest in America, and we have just plain soccer. I mean, you won't believe it. The soccer rooms, like soccer. We have already started collecting data just to see how it is going to go. Some of the soccer spaces pulls in 40,000 people in the room.
Yeah,
So
a lot.
So when we are thinking of Twitter ragging and all these things, Twitter is actually handling a lot, huge spaces. So I mean, I kind of have sympathy because I know that they have to make it work for everybody in a small room to biggest room, and so there are rooms. Some of the rooms are so big, these are unbelievable. One of the Italian for soccer room that I saw was has 25 or 33,000 people in it. So it's amazing how big they are. So mostly fan clubs, mostly people talking about their celebrities. Yeah.
I think that really becomes such a huge level. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm waiting for is that imagine we have sports talk, music talk, and food talk, and few others. Imagine sports talk becomes popular, and then imagine us telling the sports talk user that when somebody comes to our sports talk, say, "Hey, you've been using sports talk for about 30 days. Have you ever heard of NFT? We have this thing called NFT Talk. Would you like to go check it out?" One click, they go there. They jump off the sports talk to NFT talks. Vice versa. From NFT, we will take the traffic to sports talks and music talk. So I think that's when we will become an effective platform for onboarding, because we will be bringing new people into the system, because somebody likes it. Hopefully somebody likes us in sports talk, like the way people like us in NFT talk. So if we go into sports talk and somebody's using it, after we'll wait for them to like us, meaning they're using it, not the first time they're using it, but when we see someone repeatedly using us, we say, "Hey, you like us, you are using this, would you like to try this?" And this is when we just have them on ramp to NFT talk, which will lend them to these NFT related spaces, and hopefully they'll come in and say, "What is NFT?" And then they will get that answer live with someone here, and that will be the magic moment for somebody to say, "Oh my God, I didn't know this. Can I be part of it? What can I do? Let me figure it out." So we are hoping for that moment, and I think that will happen. I mean, it will take a little bit of time, but we are working towards that, and that's really what one of my kind of use case that I want to see. Are we rugged?
No, I can hear him. Can you hear him?
No, I could not hear Blue.
Uh-oh. Blue, can you hear, it's Kabir that was speaking, right?
Yeah, I was speaking, but I saw a message says host is having connection issues. I saw you before. I don't think I got introduced. I'm Kabir. I see you here. Your art inspired by banned books?
Yes, it is good to meet you. I believe I've heard really good things about you. You are the creator of NFT.space, or NFTtalk.space? Oh no. Also, did I not? I don't think I followed him. Okay. Well, maybe he'll come back. Just so you know, my cat is sleeping on my shins because that's where she likes to belong. Or that's where if she wanted to be on my lap proper, this laptop would not be on my lap. I have a headache, by the way. Just putting that out there as a thing that is happening to me right now. I am immediately... Okay. When is their space? Is today at 6:30 p.m. 2 hours. Okay. That might be a thing that we can do. Someone DM'd me. Gosh, this headache. I mean, it doesn't have to be super realistic. Superdy duperdy. But you know what I'm gonna do here? Mostly because I don't want to. Can you... This is the problem with 3D. Sometimes the perspective gets weird. Okay. So we're going to change this back to a solid at some point. We're going to just push this up a little bit. Then make this a shape like this again. That's not even the right object. That works. No, definitely not this one, and then once again, I do not want these to be, you know, parallel or symmetrical, because then you have to have everything symmetrical. It can be exhausting to have things be perfect. So instead, I think we can just, instead of this being flat, make it like just, well, that's not slate. Is that going up or down? I think that's going up. Yep. Okay. Like, what are we gonna do with this? So one thought that I've had is, it's like, this is like a diamond. We can just like make 1,000,000 of these. Oh, maybe not 1,000,000. Also, this isn't the best. So, So I want it to be like this, where they've actually used like scaffolding to pieces of the building are actually falling off. If that makes sense. I went here and it was very powerful. I actually want to go back because I don't. Can you see it from this angle? Jeez. Okay, this is not full view. Literally, it got smaller. Are you gonna make me try find my own photographs of this? Because this is ridiculous. But it was really, really powerful. Why are all of these? It's like there's like pipes coming out, and at least some of this has like actually concrete blocks at the end of it that are supposed to show like the pieces falling off. Oh, they have actual diamonds. That's not what I want. Basically, if you just do like 45 degrees this way, yeah. So one thought is, and this is probably too big, but it's supposed to be like, you know, apocalyptic, right? So all of this is gonna be a pain in the butt. It's like a checker more than anything else. If you want it to be like representative or you just be like different sizes, right? Or it's like oh, this is gonna take forever to get looking correct. I mean, that could be fine. I mean, that could actually just be like the correct amount of rubble. Against this. Oh no. Wow, you're huge. That's what she said. Uh-oh. Cat, what's on my lap? You don't need to get up. Sweetheart, you're allowed up my lap anytime you want. I tell you. If Cat wants on the lap, we all, I'll move the heaven and earth for you. just way too huge, right? What did I do? Oh, okay. We can refresh. That's fine. It needs to not be that color. Okay, how about this is a pain in the butt. Let's just use this one. Why are you so big? Okay. I feel like 1 and 1, 5. So I can even see it. And then, no, Amy. How thick is this? This is 1, so this cannot also be 1. You know what we could do in this case? I'm just saying. I don't like this one. That works. I was just going to create like it has a real name. But these are this is like the dumbest sculpture. There was a whole ass thing about this, but yeah. So I was going like there was an entire backstory to why this became a thing, why it's still there. But we call it the French fry sculpture, and it's like between these two buildings, and there's a walkway to get to the cafeteria, like the university cafeteria. So, and why are we bringing up that? Oh, wow, okay, from the top view. We're gonna go ahead and lock that. Okay, let me try to export this. then, so this means that it's to the point where there's not too many polygons. How do I know? Because it'll take forever to download if there's too many polygons. Okay. Please don't leave me. I just want to move this back to my lap because Mei decided to not be on my lap anymore. And my back hurts, or at least has started hurting from being twisted all the time. Please settle down, Mei. I like it when you're on my lap. Please, kitty, stay. Oh, I also jumped the gun a little bit because I didn't want to really export that until I had at least done these two. I think I'm done with this. For now. The cat doesn't love me anymore. She's just decided that. I am heartbroken. Kitty. It's very cruel to me. Getting better at this though, I think. Okay. I should probably export this then. JK. And then also JK. Let's go down to the downloads and get the thingies. And then here. I probably should have found a new space or check back in with blue versus black. The person that we were talking to, that was like, who the hell are you? And I was like, oh, you're the NFT.talk.space person. He has a really cool website that, probably good that we got rugged, because when I first heard about it, I had ethical concerns about what he was doing. And it's probably not the best idea to tell someone like that about things like that. The ethical part, in case you are wondering, if anybody ever watches this, it is basically the fact that, well, anytime you make something more available than what's in the current platform. I was concerned about people stalking other people. Like women getting harassed, and then just like every space that she goes in, someone invades her space, and then like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna say anything, you're just going to leave. So then women get excluded from spaces because some asshole decided to like make it publicly available after they've been blocked, where they're you know, like some people are stalkers, they just don't take the hint, and that's why maybe you shouldn't be able to see anyone beyond the hosts without being signed in or something. Check to make sure that you're not blocked. I don't know. I'm just saying that as a woman that doesn't want to get stalked, I don't want a tool to be used to stalk me or anyone I know, because stalking is serious and scary when it happens, honestly. Also, he records some spaces and they're publicly available. However, when I first started learning spaces or utilizing this, I went to some interesting ethical talks about this, and the general consensus is that the person that's hosting the space has control over how it's used off of Twitter. You know, they're taking their time to do this, so they're the ones that should be able to monetize off of it. However, it is publicly available on Twitter. Anyone can have access to it, so sure, I guess if you want to listen to past recordings of NFT talks, then you can use nfttalk.space, I guess. I love how I'm like, I want to see how this works. And then, just totally, okay, so this has the new stuff, I think. So let's go here and someday I will put like real commit messages, but not today. But I have heard good things about this person, about what they've used to scrape Twitter. I'm waiting a few minutes. It takes a few minutes for it to redeploy. I really do need to did it really just do this one thing? Is that what we're doing now? Literally just that one off the side of the world? Export the whole thing. Really? Really? You're gonna betray me like that? Okay. We will download this again. Meg, wait, if you even look like you remotely want to sit on my lap, of course I'm moving my laptop. Let's not even pretend. You are the most important thing to me in the world when you're on my lap. Meg, wait, you're so mean. She came on my lap and let me pet her 1.5 times, and then she left. Make way. May. They're both just sitting next to me, angry about something. Probably they want treats. It is 6:15 after all. I am going to be doing my training here at some point soonish. I was gonna do this. Oh, actually, what is? Today is not the day I'm gonna make real push commits stuffs. Gosh, my headache. It's not letting up. I can't remember if I took my medicine, the Motrin, for it. So I just took one more so that if I did take it, I wouldn't destroy my liver. If I didn't, it would hopefully help with the headache. Neither of these things have happened. Thing is, I just kind of want to quietly work on my stuff. Like this one is 279 megabytes. Kilobytes. There's a difference. And this is 282 as a zip file. So that would imply that there are more things so that the size is increased. This object minified here seems like it's the whole thing. Pretty sure it's just that it's not registered yet in GitHub. This delay here, I don't like it. We'll just keep chugging along over here. I just wanted to, well, first of all, I think I like this rubble here as a, like it's there, but it's not like, it's implied, right? Like the implied rubble is more important than like actual rubble. basically having this be just super long and not straight up and down, but like, are you even kidding me right now? Sometimes this thing So if you do something like this, it's not visible from the straight, and okay, well, first of all, we can definitely just well, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do this just like so it has like modern architecture, blah blah blah, but you can just add random ass pieces of art hanging and around. Okay. You might need to make the world a little wider. We'll do that. 249, we'll just make it 250. $300? these should probably not be red. Just go in there, they're all in. We're just going to make them black. I think the floor is black too. Make them... yeah, like true black. Me. Yes, that is the ugliest structure I've ever seen. Also me. Let's just do it. It's supposed to be normal when your first glance at this area and you're able to window shop a little bit and you're like, hey, what's that thing back there? And then you go back and there's like wires coming out of the building and rubble, at least a little bit of a rubble, artistic rubble. And like barriers, and this will have just like art around, like woven into the structure. Should I just give up and make it so that there is these three over there as well? Like 180 degrees? Probably. They can just be different though. They're not like teepees. Okay. Just wanted to say, like, I'm not the most cultured. I'm not the most, like, I didn't major in art history or art. I just sometimes go to these things. So I kind of know what's up, maybe. So, like, you go here and you're like, that's interesting. We have a shop. And we can see inside the shop a little bit. And we move. Well, those need to be like a shade or two darker, I think. Just so you can tell, like, it's different. I also need to stop using this environmental thing. It's probably good enough. For preview. I'm gonna export this one more time. Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to undo everything. Oh no. Yeah, that's fine. Just so you know. Whenever anyone says that to you, you should run very far away. Just so you know. Where is mine? I need to put it to a background so people, you know. I really like the fact that the perspective lines up so well that it's hard to tell that, like, there's 4 of them. I like the ones without the thing better. I think that's... I don't want people. awful dreary. I like this one in particular. Anyway, a few things are happening here. 1, I'm getting hungry again. 2, I need to do some programming and I don't want to show you my code. 3, after dinner, I'm going to do some of my thing and then I will get back to this. But I need to work on getting a barrier between this and that because it doesn't make sense if you can see into the things. I might need some like tree or something here for it to make sense completely. So I was just gonna put just like a street. Maybe this needs to just go up. Like, yeah, so the image is going to be like halfway through. So if you're looking through the windows, the image is going to go like this, so that if you are looking out like in a certain way, I never it's good enough. Yeah, so Make sure, extra sure that we'll get the other side taken care of. Well, I mean also this side. Doing some of the artistic rubble. I feel like a dumpster that we could put between some of these. I think that would be funny. We'll do it. Between this too. That way you can have the illusion go on a little longer. Yeah, we're gonna put this up on the thing. I'm going to reach out to my friends. Let me get those two photos up. Which two you asked? This one? Maybe. We'll just see which one's upscales the best. Sometimes that's the best you can do. I don't like this particularly. Anyway, I'm gonna stop recording myself because I'm hungry, and I will get back to you later.